I'm here at the CPIA show, October 2009 here in San Diego with Keith Saft, who's with Yahoo. Keith, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Great. Keith, I know you launched well, actually, first off, what do you do for the company?
Sure. So I am the director of mobile front doors for Yahoo. And basically what that means is I look after the mobile homepage, yahoo.com, across all mobile browsers.
Okay, fantastic. So I know yesterday was big news for you, right? You launched a new mobile site. Could you tell us, first, how do I get to the mobile site?
Sure. So getting to the mobile site is really easy. Just go to any mobile browser and type in yahoo.com anywhere in the world, and you'll come right to the portal. And we have the portal optimized for whatever phone that you have. So it gets the right experience for your phone.
Now, yesterday I happened to just go to it manually by typing in just as in Mary.yahoo.com, and that was great. It worked great.
You can type in m.yahoo.com, but you can also just type in yahoo.com. You don't even need the M at the beginning.
Great, and I tried it on an iPhone. It was really cool, and there were different sections, and I noticed that some of the sections worked one way, and some of them worked a different way, and you were explaining just you have a team of people that get involved in the content.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that we organize the homepage, we have it broken up into two sections, and they're in two tabs. The first tab is the Today section, and at the very, very top of that section, we have content that we get from our Yahoo editors. So we have a team of editors around the world that look and find the best stories that are happening on the internet, and that's whether they're happening on Yahoo or happening elsewhere. And they take those stories, they write short little headlines and descriptions of them, and they update those every 20 or 30 minutes, and those are right at the top of the page. And it's just really a fantastic way to discover what's going on right at the moment on the internet. Underneath that, we have news headlines, so these are news and sports and finance and entertainment headlines, to kind of give you a little bit more of the hard and soft news. And underneath that, we have video content, so we have video stories and things. And this is sort of the Today tab is all programmed by Yahoo, lots of exciting content, lots of things that are going on in the world. The second tab is called My Favorites, and this tab is all about stuff that you want to customize. So you can do it in two ways. One is that you can, if you do anything on yahoo.com, on My Yahoo, on Yahoo Sports, Yahoo Finance, we can bring that information over, so it's very, very simple. Or there's an add button at the top, and you can really add anything you want, whether that's weather, sports scores, stock quotes, any RSS feed you can imagine, picture RSS, anything that you can imagine, you add onto that page. We keep that up to date, and so you always stay in the know with the things that are most important to you.
That's fantastic. Well, we know now that applications and app stores have become the rage, and I actually downloaded a CNN app just a couple days ago. I think I paid $1.99. So news sites are even generating revenue. I mean, not sure if they're generating profit, but from their applications. Is that a strategy that you're currently...
No, we're really committed to everything that we do as a free service. In addition to the mobile web, we have a number of apps out in the App Store for the iPhone and also for the BlackBerry. So we have a fantasy football app that's just fantastic.
And you're huge in that space,
right?
Yeah,
absolutely. It's number one in the sports category. We have a finance app, which is number one in that category. And we also have a Flickr app, which is number one in that category. So we're pretty proud of that.
That's great. So do you think there's any functionality that you may need in terms of news that you may not be getting from just a traditional web experience, or it's working fine?
No, I think it's working absolutely well, and we get a lot of people getting the news from that. We also have a yahoo.com app that has a lot of news and information on it, but the browser experience has also been just doing exceptionally well.
Yeah, it looks really sleek. I liked it. So another important question is customer feedback. Is it too early, or customers said anything?
We're starting to get some customer feedback. There's a feedback link at the bottom of the page, so that's super important to us. We really want to make sure that people enjoy the homepage and keep coming back. We've gotten lots of good feedback, and we're pretty happy with that. And we try and make any changes that we get from users.
Now, location obviously becomes a big factor in mobile devices, and you can do a lot with it.
Yeah,
what are some of the things you're seeing there?
Yeah, so we get location in lots of different ways. So if we're on a device like the iPhone, we'll ask the user if we can automatically get their location from GPS. Additionally, we may get it from cell tower or other kinds of things, and we use that location in a number of different places. So if you're doing a search, we'll let you search around the location that you're at. If you're going to add some content, we'll use location to help suggest content that's happening in that particular area. So we really try and use any information that we can from the device to make it easier for you to set up the page or to find the information that you're looking for.
So for the last 10 years in the telecom and tech space, we've discussed how location-based services will be huge in terms of generating revenue. Do you see location-based services such as ads and others being a big part of your strategy?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. We think any of that information is just super helpful for all kinds of things, including monetization. But one of the things that we're very careful about is that we don't use that information unless the user has opted into that. So one of the things that's really important to us at Yahoo is the user's privacy, and we don't want to be taking advantage of something that they don't know that we're doing. So we try and be very, very careful about any of the information that we're using for monetization or other kinds of things to make sure that the user has said, yes, this is okay for you to be doing.
So your company has such a massive amount of information and content, like you mentioned earlier, from fantasy sports to owning so many of the world's email accounts to news. Are there ways where you're able to leverage that massive amount of information just to help users even more online when they're mobile?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we're very fortunate at Yahoo. We have a lot of phenomenal properties. 11 of our properties are number 1 in their category. Another 11 are number 2 in their category. So we have lots of great information. And what that means in addition to great information is that we have great editors and great producers for all of that content. And we, of course, work with all of them to get that stuff onto mobile. So what we get on mobile on this very tight portal is the best editors in the world in 22 different properties helping feed in all the information that's there. So you really get the best of the best. And what we do on the mobile team is really look at how we condense that into a small, easy-to-use space for your phone.
So I keep hearing you talk about how you have a lot of really good editors, and being that I'm actually the head of a media company, I know why it's important to have editors. There seems to be an interesting split between some companies that are in this space that believe that it should be 100%, the things you're doing should be 100% algorithmic versus the word editor that you keep mentioning. I'm curious, are there any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, certainly you can get some good information from algorithms, and they can sort of help get there. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like a human to be able to figure out what's important, and that someone needs to make a decision about what's the right headline. When I go into a restaurant, I want the chef to figure out what the meal should be. I don't want to go and just say, oh, let me pick out these 7 ingredients and throw them on a plate. I mean, that's not what I'm looking for. And so that's, we really want to have just a delicious meal.
So subject matter experts are important in providing information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for your time today.